G'day guys, Bentley from East Coast Customs here. Today we're going to talk all about suspension in performance cars. The reason I'm talking to you guys today about suspension is I've basically driven every different type of brand suspension on for Mustangs especially. I've owned a Mustang in the past, had coilovers in it, had sway bars in it, tracked it, raced it, drag raced it, done pretty much everything with it. I've got some pretty good personal experience with aftermarket suspension in the Mustangs, and I can give you guys a bit of a guide on what you might need to do to upgrade your car, what you might want to do to sort of enhance it for drag racing, circuit racing, or just as a street car. I know Zach's already spoken to you guys about four-wheel drive suspension systems. That differs greatly from your performance cars like your Mustangs. You know, in a four-wheel drive, you're looking at carrying more weight, performance off-road, handling while towing. With a Mustang, however, you want to keep the car planted on the ground, good level cornering, good weight transfer, good grip while launching the car. Basically, when lowering your car, you've got your three main options, which are lowering springs, coilovers, and your airbags. Your first option usually when lowering your car is the cheapest one usually, which is just coil springs. You can change out the coil springs and the shocks, or you can do just the coils on most cars. If you go too low, it can cause a really bumpy ride usually. It can end up being quite stiff. If you match your springs and your shocks together with aftermarket shocks, they'll usually get a better result than just doing just the coil springs on standard shocks. And then if you want to go further than that and you want to have adjustability with your ride height, that's where you would go coilover. They give usually two benefits, which is adjustable ride height, and then you can also adjust the bypass on the dampening to make it ride a bit firmer or a bit softer. If it's a really smooth ride, a really smooth road, you'd want it a little bit firmer. If it's a really bumpy road, you would soften it up a little bit to take up the bumps. The benefits of coilovers is you usually have an adjustable spring height and you have adjustable dampers. So if you would prefer your car to ride a little bit stiffer, you can do that without spending any extra money. Or if you would prefer a much softer ride, you can also adjust them to the soft setting. That does translate to different handling characteristics. That's probably a little bit too much details to get into with this video. So if you have any further questions, don't hesitate to reach out to one of the team. Facebook, Instagram, email, phone us. We'll be able to sort you out. There's generally two ways to lower your car. That will be coil springs or coilovers. Forgot about airbags. There's a third way. If you want your car in the weeds, on the ground, or really high up, get yourself some airbags. Airbags are absolutely awesome if you want your car on the ground, or if you want to cruise around town in the city at normal ride height, pull up to a show, drop it on the ground, crush some cans, drive it around on a full drive, jumps with it raised right up. You can do anything you want with it. Everyone always says that airbags handle terrible. That's not really the case. It comes down to what shocks you run with your airbags. If you get a cheap kit, it will drive terrible. If you spend the money on a good kit, it'll drive good. I have a lot of people asking about sway bars lately, whether they need adjustable sway bars, fixed sway bars, do they even need aftermarket sway bars? Basically, if you want your car to corner flatter, handle a little bit better, you would want to upgrade the sway bars. If you go bigger with the front sway bar, it'll increase a little bit of understeer. If you go bigger with the rear sway bar, it'll increase oversteer. So if you want to get a good balance, you'd probably upgrade both to adjustable so you can set up the car exactly how you want it. Benefits of bigger sway bars is flatter cornering. The car will feel like it's handling a lot better. It'll feel like it's on rails. It will feel a lot less boaty. It'll inspire a lot more confidence driving the car up to the limit. It'll basically help you get every last bit of performance out of your tyres on the track. Doing modifications to your suspension is probably one of the easiest and most cost-effective ways of improving your vehicle, how it drives, how it feels, the compliments you get from others when it's nice and low, the right ride height, makes your wheels look better, makes everything about the car look a lot nicer once they're a bit lower. If it's something you've been thinking about, don't hesitate to get in touch with the team. We'll be able to sort you out with whatever you need. If it's something you've been thinking about doing to your car, don't hesitate to contact the team. They'll be happy to answer all your questions. Happy to recommend something if you don't know what you want. If you just have a rough idea, you want your car to look better, you want your car to drive better, get in touch with the team and they'll be able to sort you out.